failing in the mushroom business, it kind of just dawned on me that I probably should do a series um, talking about this. Of course, if it gets a little traction, this channel has been a little slow, but it's all good. We give thanks for anything and everything. I'm I'm one of the founders of EA Mushrooms, East Alabama Mushrooms. Really like the financier. Shout out to my partner Dwayne and Rhea, who've helped get this vision going. But it's a failed venture, and when I mean failed, I mean not profitable. Probably invested probably close to $10,000 in this business, and probably made 2,500 maybe. So still about seven some $1,000 in the hole. And that's just a guesstimate. I don't know totally. I mean, I know the expenses, of course, more than the income, but it's all good. We're still just trying to figure it out. And over time, I've figured out that, first of all, I don't want to grow mushrooms indoors. Um, my background in farming started in Nevada County, California, on a cannabis farm, growing light dep in greenhouses, of course. So if you don't know what that means, it's growing weed. Okay, so I am a big fan of things that are grown with the sun. Um, that's just my take in life. I'm not a fan of things that grow indoors. When you grow mushrooms indoors, you have that high rate of contamination. And from my point of view, it's sort of like a person that stays in the house all day, and then they go outside and get sick because they're never around. Their immune system is not around anything. I've never lost a whole crop due to disease growing mushrooms outside. Or I'll show you in my greenhouse. I do it outside. I've done it outside in the greenhouse too. So East Alabama is sun-grown mushrooms, and also I honestly can't afford, and I don't understand how other businesses afford, especially news businesses, to deal with fresh mushrooms. I find it to be almost insane. Unless you're some five-star restaurant, why would you want to pay for refrigeration? Why would you want to have something in your restaurant that's only going to last, in my opinion, 3 days, 2 or 3 days? I mean, you may be able to stretch it out a little bit, but I don't know. It starts switching up on you. It don't take much. So I can't afford to stop doing my other work to make fresh deliveries during the week, just depending on when the mushrooms want to fruit. So I can't afford to do that because I've already lost too much in the business. And I have to obviously keep my other business afloat because that's what funded the mushroom business. So I don't understand. I don't understand why another small business would take on that burden when you could purchase dried mushrooms that will last you at minimum a year, if you keep them, sealed and stored properly. I'm not really sure why you would want to do that. And it only takes 30 minutes to rehydrate dried or dehydrated mushrooms. So for me, that is how I created the lane for my company, is dried dehydrated mushrooms only, no fresh mushrooms. Not really, unless you for me it's not worth it. So I'm not going to do it because it's not worth it for me at this point. Maybe when I'm making $5,000-$10,000 a month, I maybe reconsider it at that point. But I want to focus on dried mushrooms. So yes, this has created some barriers. Yes, this has made things much harder for me because all restaurants want to hear is fresh mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. Everybody just wants fresh mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. But I just can't afford to do it. I've lost too much. I mean, honestly, I'm at the point where I couldn't even, it would not make physical sense, and I would not feel good even dropping a sample off to a restaurant. So I mean, and honestly, I'm not really trying to work with restaurants because for me, it is too time consuming. I've already reached out to a lot of restaurants. It takes forever to get to the people, and you know, you didn't spend an hour or two trying to get to them, an hour or two to get there. Then now they want something for free, and okay, great, yeah, that's business. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good when the money's coming in. But for me, at this point, in my business, I can't afford to invest that much time into someone else's business and not guarantee me any business. You understand what I'm saying? So at some point, yes, we may be able to get there, but at this point, we are not there. So that's the green mouse right there. You can see it has these shells in it. I hope there's no bird in there. Got the shelf in there. You see, got the fan in the back. And I used to just grow the mushrooms in here. And then you see it's underneath the canopy, so it stays cool here. But obviously in July and August and June, it's very hard to grow. I mean, I got a couple bags over here. You get the gold oysters to grow, but I'm gonna come back strong in like October and focus on the fall. And I got all my mushroom logs there. Hopefully those start blooming. But yeah, man, it's all good, man. You know, from failure you learn things, and I'm learning what I want to do and learning what my focus in. And guess what, it still may not work. How about that? You know, I think about that every day. Yeah, great idea. Yeah, do that, great. But guess what? You can still fail, partner. What does it mean? You know what I mean? So you just have to see what the market wants. I'm trying to do my research, trying to understand, trying to get to people that are motivated to buy mushrooms, trying to figure out how I can do a monthly subscription, just send people out some mushrooms, you know, $25, $50 a month, or however they want to do, send them out something every month, and take it from that angle, try to build it up until I have some income coming in on that level. Then I can afford to go and be, you know, giving free shit out to restaurants, you know. I'm sorry that doesn't sit with me well, but it is what it is, man. I can't go in a restaurant and get a free meal, but I gotta come get my product out, and it's all good. You know, I know you gotta do that to get business. It's a write-off, yeah, great. But I've done it a lot, and I've not gotten anything from it. So it just leaves a bad feeling on me, man. But fuck the feelings, man. We got to get to principles. We got to get to actions. We got to get to results. We got to figure out what the people need, and what they want, and what they'll pay for, and what is important to them, and what will keep them coming and wanting to buy mushrooms continually, and not just one-off. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to learn in the mushroom business. I don't have any answers here right now, but maybe if this gets some traction, I'll just keep recording it, keep trying to figure out, you know, steps. I'm doing some research, paid research right now, to try to figure out the target market and get this. I just want my money back, man, you know. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in, if I get my money back, I've added value to the market. And then that means I can keep adding value to the market and getting more money. That's what it's about, man. Because right now, I'm obviously not adding value to the market. That's why I haven't got my return. So I got to figure out how to play my position. And we going to get on it, man. East Alabama mushroom.